What is good, everybody? Shout out to all you awesome dudes in the chat. I've missed you all. It has been a long time. Let me just quickly fix this YouTube chat. I can't talk for too long, guys. I have, unfortunately, stuff going down this afternoon. I have a job interview. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But I did really want to talk about the PlayStation Showcase before anything else, really. I'm just going to open up my my chat and sort this chat bar out on the screen. Bear with me. Properties, URL. There we go. Okay, right, sorted. Look at that, beautiful. Share this out if you can, everyone who's visiting. I'm so happy to see you guys. I've missed you all. It's really good to see your faces. Not gonna lie. Shout out to Ray Rock, Toolman, Compost Smith. Oh, it's so good to see your name, bro. Toolman, my bro. Retro, jump on Retro if you want, if you're free. Jump in. Oh man, mate, I've missed you all so much. It's been a long time. It's been a long time for several reasons. One, I've had a daughter. Can you all hear me okay, by the way? Is audio good? Just let me know. What's good, Atari? Oh man, yeah, I'm getting emotional seeing everyone in the chat. Absolute legends. It's been too long. It's been too long. Guys, let's talk. Let's talk about this freaking showcase. What is going on? If anyone can share this out, I'd be really grateful. Let people know that we're live. People might be shocked, like, Woolly's live? What? Woolly's never live. I can go into details after why it's been so long and why the show and channel's been on hiatus, but I do very much intend not to let my channel completely fall apart into non-existence. I will be aggressively restarting and rebooting the show in the near future. It is my plan. So rest assured about that, guys. If anyone really wants to talk, this is the hangout. By all means, come hang. Let me know. I'll DM you on Twitter, the Discord link or whatever, or just jump in if you already have the Discord open. You're always welcome, guys. So this is multifaceted, right? This is a multifaceted breakdown of why I feel the showcase bamboozled a lot of us. We've been bamboozled, fam. But at the same time, why PlayStation can't really do right for doing wrong. And this isn't damage controlling. I went ham last night, guys, right? If you're not aware, I went full on. I was tapped. I lost my shit, right? I'll give you. I'll let you see for yourself. Display. Where are we? This ain't working. Why isn't this working anymore? None of my display captures are working. Well, that sucks. Bloody hell. Okay. I'll need to fix that. Shit. That's really not good. My screen display ain't working, guys. Filters. Let me see if I can fix this. Properties. There we go. There we go. Fixed it. I'll tell you what, I'm a little wizard, aren't I? Imagine being able to fix that like that quick. Booyah. Look at that. I've still got it, guys. Still got it. Let's talk about this. So, Javen Go, what's good, my brother? J Gamer, D Wolf, hey brother. Guys, jump in if you want to jump in. Jump in. Who's this in my Discord? Let's have a look. Retro, look at your freaking. Have you guys seen Retro's avatar? What is this? What is that?
Oh no, it's just some random picture I seen online. I decided I wanted it.
That is hilarious. Man alive.
It's fucking scary is what it is.
Scared the shit out of me. That's what it did, bro. I was like, who is in the chat right now? What is going on? Oh man, that's funny. Trust you, Retro. It would be you, wouldn't it? So I just wanted to kind of Retro, first of all, man, how have you been, bro? I've missed you.
I've been good, bro. I've been good. I've missed you too, man. But I understand you're busy and stuff, you know. I know what it's like with a young'un, especially at the age yours is at, you know. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of hands-on, and I'm very fortunate now. Mine are older, so, you know, they don't want to hang around with daddy so much anymore. It's not cool. You know what I mean? So I'm fortunate I now have the free time, whereas I know exactly where you are at the moment, and it's hard. It is really hard to juggle everything. Mm-hmm. So never feel bad about any of that, bro. You know what I mean? You're doing it the right way. You're doing everything the right way. I
appreciate it, man.
And that's the most important thing, man.
It really is the case of juggling. It's literally the case of juggling my wife and her happiness with my daughter and her getting all my attention. And I really do come last, bro. I make sure, like, if ever I have time to game, it's half an hour to an hour late at night when the wife and baby are asleep. Like, it's literally gotten to that point where I have so little time for myself. Today is a rare occurrence where the wife has gone out with baby girl. I have an interview in the afternoon, and so I've woken up. The flat is empty. They're out. I've had a lie-in. It's bliss, bro. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna live stream. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna finally speak to my homies on my YouTube channel. And it's been so long. I'm just so happy to be doing this with you guys. So, yeah. Strictly Gaming, my boy. Invite me. Yeah, let's do it. I'm bro. Retro, can you help me out, bro? Can you help send links out to people for me? I'll do it as well.
Yes. What do you want me to do? Put the Discord link in.
Send Strictly and CJ UK. I'll tell you what. Should we just let anyone jump in? What do you reckon? I'm trying to play this.
You've got the control overall, can't you? I mean, anybody that jumps in, you're not wanting or overstepping, you can just boot anyway. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna fuck it. Let's put the Discord in the chat, and let's have a good conversation, right? Because I want to hear Strictly's takes as well, and CJ Gamer UK's takes. You know, Strictly always delivers good.
One of the most balanced people I've come across on Twitter.
And he created a gaming community, bro.
He did. I'm part of that community. I don't get to post as much in it as I would like, but yeah, the dude's awesome, man.
Jump in.
Plenty of time for him.
There are layers to this.
Yeah.
Legendary villain, what's good, buddy? Strictly, my bro.
People, man, great people, man. How y'all doing? Great morning. Peace and love to everyone. How y'all feeling, man?
Very good morning to you. Like, villain, just an apology, bro. You have a lot of background noise going on. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've taken it off.
Maybe
activate, what up, bro? How you doing?
Maybe activate your background cancellation software on Discord. It's in the settings. Strictly, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Bless you. I can't complain. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna say I can't complain, but we all can. It's just funny that I tuned into your podcast because I just refreshed my YouTube. I literally just got to my PC. And I usually have this I have this basic routine I do in the morning. I wake up, I meditate, you know, I read for like 15 minutes. You know, I watch some YouTube, you know, I usually watch Benny Central. And a lot of them play COD and stuff like that. So, but it gets my mind going and stuff like that. But I was just hearing you listen or hearing you talk about, just being a father and being a man. And that resonates. You know what I'm saying? I understand that because as a man, it's hard to do what we do at times. Because you have to, not only do you have to go out into this fucked up world we live in, that in a sense we do help create, and because we don't make the best decisions all the time, but we go out and we try to make it right, but then we have to come back and do it without any thanks for the most part. That's what makes it so difficult. You know what I'm saying? But internally, like, you have to come to peace with that shit. If you don't, you're never going to be happy because you're like seeking validation externally, no matter what.
Facts.
Oh, man.
So let me make this clear too. It's not to say that you should not want any external validation. You should seek external validation, but it should not be the only validation I think you need.
The validation that fully matters is the validation from your family and your kid, your daughter.
Facts, bro.
Your children, bro.
Yeah, big facts.
Look at the progression or evolution. Like, if you're, my bad to cut you off, but if you look at how you grew up and you look at your kids now and they're in better position, bro, you got to give yourself those flowers.
Oh, thanks, man. It means, coming from you, bro, it means a lot, because I tell you, and I know Retro is a family man gamer, as he calls himself it, but so are you, dude. I see, the hustle that you live with work, and you grind, bro, but you have proper quality time with your family, and they're happy, they're well cared for. You have a beautiful home. You have possibly the nicest gaming setup I've ever seen. It's just like so inviting. Like, it makes me wish I could go there, bro. Like, honestly, I have a lot of respect for what you've achieved and the little temple that you've created, which is your home for your family. So, a lot of respect, and thank you for coming on and joining us. I am NK, Nathan. He's a good mate of mine from my end of the woods, my neck of the woods. He's from UK Manchester, and
another fucking man.
Yeah, another
Jesus
mank, bro.
Christ.
Another mank. You do have some background noise as well, Nathan. So if you could try and figure that out, that would be great. It's just coming through constantly. Same with Legendary Villain. Hey, brother, what's good? Glad you guys are here to chill with us. So I just wanted to kind of break down a quick summary of why I'm making today's video. I do feel like there's a little bit of obfuscation of the fact, like, I feel like people conflate expectations with realistic expectations. Like, they conflate expectations with 101 business, right? I do feel like the showcase last night was poorly directed, but at the same time, I understand that in some cases they couldn't have done right for doing wrong, because we knew about games before they were announced officially, before they were revealed. So what, is it PlayStation's job to go, oh, people already know about MGS3, so let's do a deep dive of MGS3? Or do they just announce MGS3? Because it hadn't been announced yet. It's the same with Haven Studios' game. And usually what PlayStation do is they announce a game, and then they deep dive on that game later on down the road. But we have all this knowledge of games that haven't been announced, and we're expecting a deep dive day one. But, at the end of the day, only yesterday was MGS3 announced, and only yesterday was Haven Studios project announced, and it might seem as a shock, but it's true, because even though we've known about these games, or some things about these games in development for a while, nobody has actually officially announced these games. PlayStation haven't, Xbox haven't, no platform has. So I understand that when we see a reveal trailer or announced trailer and we're like, where's the gameplay? Well, do we really ever demand gameplay with reveal trailers when they reveal a project, or are we just assuming the game was already announced because we've heard about it? You know what I mean?
I definitely think so. My problem with the reason I disagree with that is because PlayStation themselves set those expectations up.
Yeah.
Because you can't, like, you're the market leader in this industry. You went 600 plus days without an event, and this is why you started telling people. This is why you started putting out blogs about state of play and what to expect, because you wanted to temper expectations. The last time we
Yeah.
seen Jim Ryan on any show was the future of PlayStation 5, and that was an incredible show. We seen him again on this show, and it was severely underwhelming.
Big facts.
They either they severely misread the room, or in my personal opinion, I think something else is going on behind the scenes. I don't think it's nothing too crazy. I just think in regards to this event, there was probably like some either change in executive management or something like that, and they didn't want it to get out yet. And that's probably what kind of shook this shit up, because it's too dramatic of a change to me. It would be different if they're the first event, like the future of PlayStation 5 event. We all pretty much had that between a 9 and a 10. You know what I'm saying?
I scored last night a 6 out of 10. It was a 6 for me.
Yeah, and it's way too much. It's way too much of a dramatic of a change, bro. Way too much. So no,
I fully agree with you, bro. I do like when I'm not trying to make it like last night, bro. I went fucking ham. I said, Spider-Man 2 looked underwhelming, had severe graphical issues. There was way too much reliance on CGI trailers. Not enough gameplay. There was a huge highlight.
It was Xbox Showcase.
Yeah, it was. A huge highlight was Helldivers 2 and Phantom Blade, and there were some fantastic looking indie games. But for goodness sake, when indie games and second party development projects are literally the highlight of the show, we've got a problem. And we've got a serious problem. And I don't know what they were thinking.
You know what? That's exactly. I've been struggling to come up with actually how I feel about the showcase, and you are right. That's my problem with it. It felt like an Xbox showcase.
That's exactly what it is. What really frustrated me the most about this showcase was it looked like they did not care, bro. They didn't put any effort.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, when I looked at the Spider-Man gameplay, it was dope as fuck for the most part, but the water looked mad generic.
Oh,
it looked
mate,
like
what was going on with the water? What was that?
Yeah, it's like, no, it's like, what we doing here now? If it's older gameplay and all of that, I understand that, but don't show it, and you know this by now, or they know that, generally speaking. So it's just like it just doesn't make sense. It seems like they didn't care. It's too dramatic of a change. I don't know why you opened up. I'm excited for Haven, but you don't open up your showcase with Haven, because unless you know it's a banger for sure, you should have opened up with either Factions or Spider-Man or something like.
And what does it show us? What did Haven really show us? For me, it just came across like it was a CGI trailer of a heist game. We've seen 1,000,001 heist games in the past. It's basically a glorified Payday. I'm anxious because Jade Raymond, I esteem her almost as highly as Hideo Kojima. Like, this girl is so talented, and it's not just Assassin's Creed 1. Think about it. She created Ubisoft Toronto. She founded the studio. She then worked systematically with, at the same time, she collaborated with 2 other studios, Montreal and Shanghai, to create Splinter Cell Blacklist, which was her baby. It was her vision. And Splinter Cell Blacklist, I don't know if you've played it strictly, but it rivals Metal Gear Solid 5 in terms of mechanical fluidity and freedom of play and reward. It is an absolute certified masterpiece in the John Wick simulator department. It's virtually unrivaled where gameplay is concerned, that game. It's phenomenal. And she's a visionary.
I have it on Steam.
I don't think it would have been an issue if there had been gameplay attached. Even if it was early gameplay, we'd have been told it was early and we'd have accepted it. But the CGI shit, man, we're not used to it. Like, as PlayStation fans, we're not used to Sony releasing very many CGI stuff. We're used to seeing gameplay. And that's part of the problem, yeah. For me, it was just, I expected more from Sony themselves. I expected more from the first-party studios.
Another thing, too, we have more questions than answers. Like, a lot of the games, we did not know what they are. And this is the thing. We know the event is not just for hardcore gamers. We understand that. But the problem is you really put us on the back burner on this one. Because you marketed this thing as a showcase 600-plus days before we had the last one. You are very well aware of the expectations and what we are expecting from this showcase, and you come out and you cater to the casuals and you show us some bullshit like that. No, that's unacceptable. Period.
Did you guys get that Godzilla 97 vibe on the Lizard as well?
Bro,
Bro,
the lizard looked weird, bro. I don't understand. It's the color, it's the lighting. The lighting was just off in so many ways.
97 Godzilla, man. I thought, look, Jamiroquai is going to bust out with going deeper underground. You know what I mean?
One thing I did notice is the lighting is different in pictures that they've published than the video reveal trailer. So I'm wondering whether we've seen an older build.
Possibly, yeah.
You know, because I did notice that now. If you look, if you look at the video and then you look at the pictures they released, there's a definite lighting difference.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely worked on.
I think you guys are being too nice.
What you mean we being too nice?
No.
We just went here and went crazy on the whole show.
No, it's just it's like I hold Sony to such a high standard that for me to drop the ball by this much is unacceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, yeah, I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a very good showcase. I didn't. It felt like an extended preview show or something. Yeah, extended state of play. That's what it felt like.
Like, well, for me, I just kept removing points. Like, for me to have a showcase, you start from a base of 5 out of 10. To keep showing CGI, for me, I'm taking 1 point away. Like a first party, I'm taking 1 point away. So I give the show a 3 out of 10.
That's fair. I'd put it at a C personally. That's what I'd rated it at.
I would, yeah.
So guys, I'm literally gonna have to go away for a second. My wife's just asking me to do a favor for her, but you guys keep talking.
You're good.
I'm gonna put some gameplay on whilst you guys are talking, and I'm gonna be right back.
All right, I'm gonna drop off in a minute anyway. I just wanted to say really these last two parts. Like the thing is with the event for me, it's just that like you are aware of these expectations, man. And you decided to do this, and like I said, this goes back to me just believing something else going on behind the scenes. And it's not necessarily Jim Ryan's fault. I'm not blaming Jim Ryan. I'm blaming a particular person because Jim Ryan has a difficult, position. He has to cater between a casual fan base, a hardcore fan base, and investors and who he reports to. So it's not an easy line to straddle. But just from a holistic perspective, man, like this doesn't make sense to me. And I honestly feel like we're going to hear something probably today or tomorrow, and they're going to address this shit.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not.
If you think about it, the most positive thing is, like, I thought about a lot of things yesterday, and I was just like baffled. I was just like, wow. Death Stranding 2 was there.
Mate, where was Death Stranding 2? Like, bro, I wanted to just highlight before you go strictly.
The most frustrating thing.
Yeah,
that is the most frustrating thing. We know they're working like we know every one of their studios has at least one project in the can here. So where are they all?
Just before you go,
you know what I mean?
Before you go, brother, I want to get your comment on JC Gamers amazing comment on Twitter, and I completely agree with him. He put, bro, in my opinion, apart from the fact that first party didn't show up, the games were there, but the showcase was poorly directed. It felt cheap compared to the previous one. No one more thing moment at the end, or no explanation that Phantom Blade is exclusive either. Like, I didn't know Phantom Blade was exclusive. That's crazy. That would have been an insane, like, if they had shown it as a PS5 exclusive, like, it would have generated even more hype, but we didn't have a clue. We just threw it in the bundle with other multiplat games. And he said, but it didn't shine in the way it could have had they placed it properly in the show. And Metal Gear Solid...
No, go ahead, finish.
And he continues saying Metal Gear Solid reveal was just like any other indie game reveal. PlayStation really missed the show part of the showcase. Just uninspiring. They put trailers together and called it a showcase. What do you think on that?
Oh, that's
man.
That's 100%. That's 100% correct. And to allude on that, yeah, like the reason they really dropped the ball is, I mean, obviously they didn't show what a lot of us wanted, and we're not saying that everything should be geared towards a hardcore fan base. But what we are saying is when we have an anticipated event like this, we expect to see more, period. And so when you do stuff like this, it's like it just is baffling to me. You know what I'm saying? It's truly baffling. And hold on, and just this part, like tension buildup is a part of getting people invested into something. because tension build up. It brings your emotions to the surface. But when you emotionally respond to something, you care. But if no one's emotionally responding to your event at this time, even when you show the most anticipated game, they're not even going to be as hyped because you killed their excitement.
Like if you think about it, when was the last time there was a showcase from Sony that we had to temper our expectations? When?
Oh God! Wow. That's
that's part of the problem. That's part of the issue.
Wow.
It's the fact that we've had such banger shows for so long now.
Exactly. So
and we've suddenly got a subpar one.
Exactly. So going forward, if Sony was announced a next showcase, I will now temper my expectations because even though you've done this once and it's been a long time since you've done a crap showcase, the fact that you pulled this off,
bro, just because this is why one of the first things I said was some of this is half of this is on the gamers because they talked this shit up. They was on Twitter, temper your expectations. They was on Twitter talking about we should not temper our expectations. It's PlayStation. They are the industry leader. It is the PlayStation 5. They are 600 plus days in without a showcase, and they gave us state of plays for 2 fucking years. I'm not hearing it. Period. There ain't no excuse.
I think the thing is that for me, I think I agree with what you guys are saying, man. It was I think the hype was. There's so much hype for this. Like everyone's like, right, it's time for them to do what we got to do. Go on, Sony, you can do what you got to do. But the thing is, like I said on Twitter before, Sony technically have got 2 other presentations coming up. If you remember, they've got Summer Game Fest, and we've got potentially the Tokyo Games as well, which of course Sony like to make a big presence at them 2 things. So it felt like for me, it was like they were giving us something. Going, right, here you go, here's like 60% or 40%, and let's see what you can do there. But I agree with what you guys are saying. It was very lackluster. And I think after the Metal Gear announcement, I think that's when a lot of people just shut off. Were like, yeah.
So this is my only...
I would have left it.
This is my only disagreement. And I just want to say this before I forget so I can get off and do so. But my only rebuttal to that is they set these expectations. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you can't come out here and preach about communication and give us blogs on expectations, but then give us a showcase, market it as a showcase, and then expect us to be okay, and then expect us to be okay with you saying. So what if they did come out and say, "Oh, well, we got more coming at Summer's Game Fest and TGS," but that doesn't make sense because what was the point of you making the switch to your own show in the first fucking place?
Yeah.
That's why you did it. We wasn't going. Nobody was supporting E3. They stopped it. Everyone started doing their own event, and now you're doing your own event. But so now that we get used to you doing your own event, 2 years later down the line, you want to put out some bullshit and then want to tell us, "Oh, we're going to go to this event." No, we're not having that. You're not about to play me like that. Absolutely not.
You ain't lying, bro.
1 second, guys. Just 1 second. Just imagine, because last time was it Neil Druckmann.
I gotta go though. Appreciate everybody.
All right, Strictly, much love, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. It always means a lot.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Y'all have a phenomenal day. Everybody in the chat, have a great day, man.
Always
take care, bro.
Always, bro.
Right,
take care. Thank you, bro. Bye. Carry on. Carry on, mate.
Yeah, guys, just imagine, I think last year, Neil Druckmann showed up, right, in Summer Gamer Fest to announce the concept art for Factions. Now, just imagine this year, he shows up and shows a gameplay trailer of Factions.
Bro, I believe that's going to happen. He mentioned something about June being the month where he will more will be revealed. So I assume he's going to hold off to Summer Game Fest, but I'm just disappointed with the lack of communication, bro. And I think this is why I say it's multifaceted. There's nuance to this, right? As Doc Dark says, there's levels to this, right? and there is there's nuance because what this is a combination of is hyped expectations due to leaks, not official reveals. So it's as if those games have already been announced to us. So we're expecting more than just an official announcement, like a sneak peek reveal trailer. Metal Gear Solid 3 being a prime example. Like, was I losing my shit? Yes. Was I disappointed that there wasn't any gameplay screenshots or clips shown? Yes. So with every hype, there was also a disappointment that followed. And that's because of the fact that these games were already unofficially announced by journalists and by insiders, right? So that's annoying as fuck, right? That really frustrates the shit out of me. So there's that aspect to it, and the other aspect to this is, oh man, fucking sorry, mate. I'm getting bombarded with messages, and now I've got a brain fart.
Well, you have a brain fart. Let's say hello to Oti. He's just joined us.
My bro, what's good?
I mean, G.
Hey, good. So, sorry, guys. I'm here, but at the same time, I'll have to mute because my baby is. Whenever I'm on the phone, she likes to make a lot of noise. So I'm
good,
here.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, let her talk, bro. She's a valuable member of this community.
Most of us.
Uncle. Baby, say hi to uncles. Now should I want to speak? Hey, so let me if you guys don't mind, just tell me where you are, because I'm just catching up.
So we were just discussing
Belfast, bro.
the several aspects to layering up this showcase and why. My brain fart's been fixed now. I finally remember where I was at. Why this showcase was disappointing to many, and it's not. I just explained first of all that insiders leak games in advance, and so in our minds they're already announced, but they're not. They still haven't been announced yet. So when they are just announced and nothing more, and there's no deep dive or gameplay footage, we left disappointed, not hyped, because we were already expecting the game to be shown. So in our heads, it's already been announced. So I think insiders and journalists have caused more damage than good with these leaks, because we would have all lost our shit had we never expected Metal Gear Solid 3 to be revealed, and it was, like that's kind of an issue in itself. Also. But instead, we were disappointed that there wasn't gameplay shown. So you see the point. Like with every hype moment, there's disappointment to follow, because primarily we've had shit leaked to us, and in our heads it's already been announced. So I also think communication on PlayStation's part is a huge issue, because if they are showcasing more the rest of this year, we have no idea that they are. We have no idea that The Last of Us Part 2 Factions 2 is being showcased in the next couple of months, and it took Neil Druckmann to assure us on Twitter that that's the case. This is what I mean. Like, there's just such a lack of communication on Sony's part. We're left in the dark, and all we've got is what we've been given. And it's not trying to sound like an entitled or disgruntled or unappreciative fanboy who doesn't appreciate the work that goes into these incredible games. But I had no idea that Phantom Blade Zero was a PlayStation exclusive. No idea.
Yeah, that was odd. I think they just put coming to PlayStation. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, did.
Yeah, it might not be an exclusivity deal. It might just be that they're not making an Xbox version at this time. We don't, you know what I mean? Like,
it might
not be one of those kind.
I think Team Ninja have a very good relationship with PlayStation now, thanks to the success of Neo games and the fact that Wolong sold well on PlayStation above other platforms. Like, they've developed a healthy second party relationship with that studio, Sony have. So it doesn't surprise me that Phantom Blade Zero is an exclusive, but at the same time, they didn't give the game its flowers. They showed amazing gameplay and just said coming to PS5, like they said for all the multiplats. And I'm not trying to say this game is better because it's an exclusive, and I'm not saying that, but the point is,
it's a selling point, isn't it?
Yeah,
that you think they would capitalize on.
It's this game to me is a big deal. I was saying Wukong who? This looks like it's this destroys what I've seen of Wukong, Black Myth Wukong.
I mean, it was game of the show for me.
Yeah, unbelievable, bro. And then this Rise of the Ronin, which was there's the fact that so many games that we do know about that have been announced were not deep dived last night is an issue for me. Like, where was Rise of the Ronin? Where was Death Stranding 2? Where was Stellar Blade? Where was Factions 2? These are games that we know about. Where was Little Devils Inside? You know?
Yeah.
I must admit though, I thought that when they showed AC, I thought it was that thing. You know what I said you the other week, Wooly. I literally thought it was going to be the VR reveal.
Yeah.
Because they showed off Assassin's Creed, didn't they? I mean, the gameplay looked quite good, but I literally, when I sent it to my mate, I went, "This is the VR game. This is the VR game," and it fucking wasn't. I was like, "Fuck's sake!" Right. I think the other thing is, I think if we had Mortal Kombat there, I think that might have helped a little bit in the third party thing. But of course, because the rumours was that Sony had the advertisement rights to it, didn't they? But of course, that got revealed the other week. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
How many days is it now? So it just felt, like I said, it was very lackluster for me.
Bro, look at this game though, man. Like, taking cover behind pillars. It has cover mechanics. It has insane. Like, I've noticed, like, there's a scene where with this blade that everybody like lost their minds over, and it was unbelievable what was shown, right? But how it happens, it's this scene here. How it takes place, it's as if there's a new. They've developed a completely new combat mechanic that isn't in other games, and it's where, based on the player's position and enemy position, the character automatically kind of throws moves targeted at the location of enemies, that different enemies in place. Instead of you moving the character to each enemy and you hack and slashing in one direction, the game automatically chooses the direction your blade goes in based on the position of enemies, and that creates these cinematic movie-like choreographed kind of gameplay moments that look like something we've never seen before. Whereas with Ghost of Tsushima, you press square in the direction you're facing and you'll slash in the direction you're facing. But this game, it looks like it's elevated melee combat to a whole new level because of a different way of... I don't know if that makes sense, what I'm trying to say, but...
No, yeah, I get it, I do.
It makes sense.
It's really exciting, bro.
The lack of announcement.
So good.
The lack of announcement that this game was going to be exclusive to PlayStation was baffling. Just the entire messaging of Sony yesterday was just baffling.
Do you think they've done that because of the Activision deal? Why they've not put it as coming exclusive?
I don't.
If the Activision deal causes you to show this type of showcase, please let that Activision deal get approved. Please let it approved. If that deal is no, I'm not taking that as an excuse. But if that is the reason why you displayed this type of showcase, I don't care about the ABK deal. I really don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it had anything to do with the ABK deal. I mean, they just come out with their financials there. Yeah. And they were pretty open with them. So, like, even down to sub numbers and the different tiers of the sub services. So, I don't think it's that. I think either the games aren't ready, or they're planning another show at some point, or sharing the games out with other shows so they have a presence.
Yeah, but that's insane. For you to share the game with other people when you have your blog.
Facts, no, yeah. I'm with you 100% there. If it was me, personally, I'd want all my ammo for my own gun. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm turning Legendary Villain up because his voice is a little quiet.
Thank you.
But
the Q announcement as well, that was a bit lackluster, I thought, as well.
What announcement?
The what, sorry?
The thingy Q, Project Q.
Oh, I don't understand the point of it, bro. I mean, what is that offering me that my mobile phone and DualSense doesn't? And I use remote play regularly. Like Wooly will tell you, I'm constantly playing Gran Turismo 7 on it. But even I struggle to see what the point is. It doesn't offer me anything that my mobile phone doesn't.
It's a nice big screen, and I think
my phone has a nice big screen.
Yeah, my phone
higher
doesn't.
resolution.
But yeah, I hear you. It needs native PS4.
Now, don't get me wrong, Wooly. If they price it right, it could be one of those kind of lack of thought purchases. What are they called? where you just kind of buy it because it's quite cheap.
Bro, this
One of
literally
them.
looks like the first Dragon's Dogma on PC on Ultra. Like, I'm not complaining. I love that game so much, but Dragon's Dogma 2
My wife's a big
is
fan of that
looking
series.
so faithful to the first game, but expanded upon, and that makes me excited. It's like they're keeping what works. They're not trying to remake what works, but they're just adding to it. I swear, Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be the best RPG in years. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Holy shit, this game. I'm so hyped. A lot of people are saying...
One thing I didn't know about the Q Lite, though, is it wireless only, as in Wi-Fi only, or are you going to be able to use a cell plan for 5G?
Is there a signal booster? That would be handy.
Yeah,
If there's a signal
no
booster.
information.
Yeah.
Battery life is another important thing. Is it going to last me longer than my controller? Less than my controller? You know what I mean? There's got to be...
Well, Jim said, didn't he? He said that we'll get more information in the next coming months on it. So,
But see, this is another thing that's frustrating me at Sony at the moment. If you're not ready to give me the details, don't show it me. You know what I mean? Like, you're ready to show me the product, but you can't tell me the price, the expected delivery date, you know, the features. I don't think they should be doing that where they announce something and then tell us nothing.
Yeah.
well, I'm just reading some of the comments there. A lot of people saying apparently they're going to be doing another one in the next few months.
What, another showcase?
Yeah, another showcase or something.
Well, I flipping hope so.
Yeah.
See,
We need to.
For that.
Well, they didn't even reveal the release date for Spider-Man, which I thought was
Yeah,
really.
fall.
I thought like they might have showed us that, but
Bro,
then I
I'm
think
not gonna
are they
lie.
give us-
that game doesn't look ready. It does. People saying that I'm capping. You're capping, right? I don't give two shits, right? People who think that game looked acceptable, and that game looked miles better, pardon the pun, than Miles Morales. I do not understand what you're seeing that I'm not seeing, because, bro, I'm sorry. Like the ocean looked absolutely PS3 era. Like some it's just not right. The colors just looked off. The material didn't look anywhere near what I thought how the material looked in Miles Morales. Just everything just looked off to me. That there was visual effects that were missing, like when it was showcasing the entire city at the start. Like there was graphical anomalies, like there was no long distance, far distance volumetrics, and like just it looked like a Halo Infinite effect with the sunset in Halo Infinite's official reveal, where everything looked a little off. And, you know, I sound like Alex Patelia now, when he was explaining that the lighting has a large part to play with the flat-looking textures. But look at these trees, man. These trees don't look like... they don't even look on par with Miles Morales' trees. Something is going on with this game in the visual department.
I think it's just early engine gameplay.
I do as well.
Yeah,
I don't believe that's it finished, because we had the same kind of thing with the original Spider-Man as well, if you remember.
Yeah, exactly. And
You know, I'm not saying that, like, for all we know, something really dramatic has gone on, you know, but just from my faith in Insomniac and knowing them as the developers they are, they always release a very high quality final product. Even Ratchet and Clank at points looked a bit iffy when they were showing the previews and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But come final release, all their stuff came together, and it's still one of the best looking games now. So I think it's a mix of, we're seeing early stuff, and they've maybe chose, like you say, the wrong light settings and stuff to show it off, where it looks...
Even the suits looked low poly count. Even the costumes looked lower poly count. The actual Spider-Man suits, like there were jarring sharp edges on the shoulders, and I don't know, bro. Like something's off. I don't know. People are saying freaking Zelda Breath of the Wild looks so much shitter, and Wooly capping and stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, Spider-Man 2 isn't running on a 7-year-old Tegra chip, flipping portable device. Like what I'm basing Spider-Man 2's reveal on is what we've already had with Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2018 and Spider-Man Remastered. Like, they've set a precedent here. I'm going to compare, especially when this game is made from the ground up for PS5. It's not a fair comparison.
I don't think, like, when it comes to Insomniac's engine, based on deliverables, so you have like something like Ratchet and Clank, right? And to do this same thing stylistically in Spider-Man, they will need to overhaul the engine for at least 2 to 3 years, because they've been putting out content back to back. It's not like Horizon, where Guerrilla literally had Zero Dawn, and literally was like 5 years for them to just improve that engine to do like first-gen development. I think Insomniac can put out like games back to back, but in my opinion, I am seeing some signs of you need to overhaul some of your engine setups for it to fully compete with next gen. Because I said this in another Discord that I'm part of. I literally said before the showcase, there's no way Spider-Man 2 is going to do better than Horizon Forbidden West, because Horizon Forbidden West, in my opinion, is the top 2 games this generation that holds up graphically.
Well, they had engineers dedicated to engine optimization working on that engine for 3 years on the Decima engine. They prioritized Decima engine before the game. They really have gone to town. Plus, they've had complete support of Hideo Kojima in advancing the engine too. Like, Hideo Kojima's collab, it improved the engine for Guerrilla Games. That's been confirmed by developers. So, like, they've had a lot of time and support on that engine. So you're absolutely right. I do think Insomniac, they're firing on all cylinders, and now maybe things have caught up with them. Because, I mean, come on, guys, look at this. Is this Spider-Man 2, or is this freaking Destroy All Humans remake? I'm sorry, but
I still say Insomniac has the best engine this gen so far.
Yeah,
it's doing more. It's doing more than Decima. It's definitely doing more than Decima.
Yeah, I do agree. But
in terms of,
but I will say that I don't think we're seeing final product. I don't think we're seeing even near polishing stage yet. It's the only reason I can think of the inconsistencies. You know what I mean? Like, because the water, 100%, that water needs work. You can't tell me that water does not need work. It does.
The water needs work. But what I'd say, I don't think it's an issue of the engine needs an overhaul. Because, I mean, look, the engine already has so many features that are functioning properly.
Yeah.
This, to me, is like ray tracing. Ratchet and Clank is drop dead gorgeous, and he's using the same engine. Mm-hmm. What I saw someone who did a comparison between this and Miles Morales. It was very interesting to see where this update of the engine is actually defeating Miles, and it's also interesting to see where Miles was defeating this engine. For instance, the trees, there was a bit of inconsistency because the speed that Spider-Man is moving in this game is so fast that the trees, the LOD changes need to be faster. So they noticed that the trees are actually looking worse at a distance because they've not loaded properly in comparison to Miles. Image quality was also slightly less in this one. So there are certain things that
Foundry? Is this confirmed Digital Foundry video?
No. It's I need to find it. It's damn, I've forgotten it's a European guy. He must be a European. He always has some other language which he's doing. So it's actually a very good comparison, and it gets you to see where they could improve.
Hey, Will, did you see in the background? I got sent this last night by my mate. He's a massive Metal Gear fan. A photo of the trailer, and in the background, it's actually coming up in a minute. In the background, you can see a show. I can't say it. Shogo Hod.
A Shago Hod.
Is it called that? That's it. He said it's right in the background. If you look in a minute when it was flying, he said if you look right in the background, he said it's right there. in the corner.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look for the Shagahod.
So if you go back on this trailer, what you put up,
Yeah, I'm there where the parrot's flying.
yeah, it's the bit where he's flying, right? If you look in the corner there,
That?
you can see he sent me a screenshot of it. Yeah,
Oh.
there, right there, that black thing there.
Yeah, that's the
Zoomed in
Shagahod.
on it. He sent me a photo. Yeah,
Trying to see
that's
it.
what he's saying.
You know what?
It's hard to
My
see.
issue, my issue with this game is just I can't tell if this is in-engine upscaled. Literally, the minute they've spent so long on this game, it's a mistake to show a trailer alone. I don't understand these trailers. They because like Redfall, if you see the first trailer you got of Redfall, you're so excited. Then Redfall ends up being a disaster. In fact, this whole showcase, like I'm not so worried about Spider-Man. Final product, I have a feeling based on their history is going to be good. But what I am disappointed in, what was the point of having this show? If I feel like there was a lack of it's like they were not in touch with what we wanted. This, I understand that you want to associate yourselves with Assassin's Creed and all these third-party games. You don't want Microsoft showing their show with all these third-party things. So from a business perspective, I understand. But I feel they should have kept it state of play. There was no need to have a show. And I think this is actually good, what has happened. It's going to be beneficial for Sony because they need to know what we want. And this was the best way to communicate it because we've been very patient with them. We've said, hey, you guys are providing us with games, we'll not hassle you. Now they come up with this, and I feel even they themselves, there must be many developers themselves who must be watching the show and being like, oh, I wanted to see X, I wanted to see Y. So I feel like Sony, like Wooly is saying, give us an agenda. Tell us, okay, first party studios, we are going to show you something later on this year if we can't give you a definitive date. Do not have shows, in my opinion, that cross the 30-minute mark. They are pointless because they'll end up being filled with filler. I think those are some of the things they need to consider.
I agree. No, I totally agree. I honestly think like the whole 1 hour showcase, just keep it to 30 minutes. There should, in my opinion, there should be a first party showcase from Sony every single year, and that's just games coming from first party and let's say any sort of second party exclusive deals. Apart from that, just keep it 30 minutes, and guess what? Don't put any filler. First party only with some gameplay, and literally we're happy about it.
Yeah, I think the issue with this showcase for me is it took the format of a state of play, and there was very little communication. There was very little first party shown apart from a few reveals with CGI trailers. Only 4 first party games were shown. 3 were reveals with CGI trailers, and 1 was Spider-Man 2, obviously. There was a lot of first party projects or second party projects that have already been announced that weren't deep dived or weren't shown more. So, Elf for me, I had very high expectations and they weren't met, and maybe that's my bad. Some clowns have been calling me an entitled crybaby, freaking disrespectful gamer. One guy said I need to get a life because I sound like I'm throwing a tantrum and being
you're not
being an entitled, disrespectful twat.
Are you entitled to throw a tantrum? You bought the fucking toy. If you're not happy with it, throw your fucking tantrum.
What people are doing is they're conflating criticism of the showcase with me dog walking and calling games a load of shit. Like I've seen takes calling these games hot trash and shit like that, and I think that is disrespectful because there's a lot of quality here. This showcase showed a lot of quality, including the indies. The indie games were phenomenal. There was only 2 games which I was like, yeah, hard pass, and that was that freaking Foam Stars bullshit and a puzzle indie game like an isometric 2D indie game, which just didn't look like anything for me. But every other game that they showed looked high quality, including the indies. They looked ambitious. They looked high quality.
Yo, how is Nintendo not fucking filed them with a cease and desist?
Bro.
That shit is Splatoon, man.
Well,
that is Splatoon.
They haven't
I had that shit
patented.
on the Wii U.
I don't think they've patented the game genre, and the game genre
obviously
literally
a
is
joke, man. You can't do that legally. Like, but that's what I'm saying. though. That is literally somebody's went, oh, we can do a version of that, and then they've copied it.
Yeah. But
I wasn't impressed. I was like,
Helldivers 2,
you know,
I was literally thinking on the morning of the showcase, I bet they pull a house marquee, and I bet they go full 3D instead of 2D isometric. 2.5D isometric, which they were with Helldivers 1. And sure enough, they did. And I'm so excited, bro. This is like EDF on steroids, Earth Defense Force on steroids.
That's actually what I thought it was when they first started showing it. I was like, is this Earth Defense Force?
Yeah, I think they've been acquired.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
they are a Sony studio now.
Ninja Theory.
The logo appeared Sony studio, like Sony studio before they held that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was played. So I think people missed that out. So I think Arrowhead has been acquired.
Oh shit! It has. You're right. Well spotted.
It was shown. It was shown, and then PlayStation Studios, and then
facts. They have been acquired.
Shit, yeah.
Well spotted, bro.
Yeah, it's just I see why they got purchased, because for me that trailer, which included some gameplay, that was quality.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to see more.
Yeah, exactly.
All you had to do was show more, Sony. That's all we wanted. Like, just do what you've been doing. Like, did anyone get the feeling they were watching the Xbox showcase?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's what me and Strictly were saying.
I was watching the Xbox showcase.
I mean, it would have been the best Xbox showcase ever shown, but that's not saying much.
I was just like, yo, like, this is dope. Multiplayer, good quality, like, graphics looks good. Okay, now show a bit more. Show mechanics of the game. Just a tidbit. You don't need to show a lot. Just a little bit, and then that was it. But yeah, it's just like that's not the Sony we know. Yeah. We know Sony just deliver quality games, single player narratives, some multiplayer, and then
What's the Xbox Showcase really like to take off now? Like, because we always expect Xbox Showcase to be crap. We did, and we just and now because Sony have done this to us, I can just see it now. Xbox just going to knock us out of the fucking park with their shit. I mean,
mate, I
we'll
don't.
We'll see
if they do good, because it'll shove a firecracker up Sony's ass, and sometimes that's what they need.
Yeah,
they do. What frustrates me is there is greatness here. There are great games that have been shown at the showcase, but our expectations are so high that it's not just the content that matters. It's how it's delivered, and Sony need to improve on on how they showcase these games. I just think. Yeah. There's a lot missed, like, again, the fact that freaking Phantom Blade hasn't been shown to be an exclusive when apparently it is. I've heard off people on Twitter saying that it is actually an exclusive. Like, well, bloody hell, I didn't know that. And there's something missing, bro, with the delivery. And
Compost Smurf, man, I agree with you, by the way. I was always joking about the Xbox Showcase.
I think I mean, Xbox need to seriously make sure that Starfield is significantly better than its last showing. A lot's resting on that.
To be honest, I think they need even more than. I think Xbox need to Starfield being good would be even still too little. They need to have like 4 games. Like Sony needed 4 first-party games because they 2 for last year, 2 for this year. But there is a developer on Twitter who works for Sony who said that unfortunately these games are not ready and they just need a bit more time. But that's why I want Sony to know we are not telling them, oh, you needed to have had this by now. We are saying, if you say showcase, then you set up the expectation. Don't say it and just keep it state of play and shoot when you are ready. The thing that I am wondering, though, that also makes it quite exciting is, unfortunately for Sony, okay, this is actually a good year for Sony in terms of we still have Final Fantasy, we're gonna have Spider-Man, but in terms of next gen, like really next gen, we know Ghost of Tsushima is some of the games we are looking forward to. We're looking for what Naughty Dog is working on, Santa Monica. I wonder if we're going to have this overlap where by coincidence we end up having like 5 games. Remember Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima launched in the same, merely months apart. So I wonder, are we going to have a coincidence where these games accidentally get ready at the same time? It was too many games not shown that are being worked on. That's what I'm wondering.
Well, you just said about Final Fantasy 16. I mean, how many times we're going to see that game? I mean, the game looks amazing. But there's another game that's coming out which we haven't heard of, which is meant to be out this year. Silent Hill 2. Where was that?
Yeah.
Oh, where was it? It was like, I can understand if you're going to show Japanese like franchises. We've seen Final Fantasy 16. We've seen it constantly. It had its own blooming state of play, for God's sake. We've seen it constantly. Where was Silent Hill? We've always just seen that trailer what Konami showed us. Was it last year? Remember? And it's maybe out this year. It's like, I mean, Konami might do their own showcase. We don't know. But it made me think then. I was just thinking about it when you just said Final Fantasy 16. I was like, I'm going to admit, where was Silent Hill 2? Do you know what I mean? It's bizarre. It's a very bizarre one. I think what it is PlayStation are playing comfortable, but then they're like going, we don't know what to do now.
This
and like you said, I think it was a glorified state of play.
Yeah, Towers of Agaspa looks incredible. It looks like something out of freaking Avatar. Like there are games that I'm so excited about that look flipping amazing. And it's just a shame, man, with the fact that there's a lot of games that we were anticipating that weren't discussed or shown, and the communication from Sony has been subpar to say the least. I mean, if there's one thing Microsoft get right, as much as they get wrong, it's they talk a lot. Yeah, they talk too much, but at least they talk. At least they talk. And I just wish Sony had a little bit less stoicism and a little bit more transparency. Yes, guys, we're going to show some games at the showcase, but not all. So don't expect all your list of most anticipated games to be there, but we will be showing them also in the upcoming months. That's all it fucking takes. That's all it takes. Is just to say that shit. Thank you. We'll be happy then. It would have completely changed the way we took last night's showcase. I still think it was a poor decision to showcase Spider-Man 2 in its current state, right? I don't know who decided to put that showcase together and think that was acceptable, but everything just looked off to me. It looked like a downgrade from Miles Morales in many ways, and I'm not comfortable with what we saw. I do think it will look better at launch. It better I'd do anyway, and that water mesh needs a significant overhaul. It just looks. Yeah, it does. It looked like something out of Resistance 2. I'm sorry. I'm just. The water didn't have enough polygons, but the thing that why I'm not so worried is because the issues I saw are issues that are not in my view look like they are now heading to optimization. Now if they're heading towards optimization, then those it's sort of like the process of making games. Like if you start putting the highest quality assets immediately, they sort of gradually get there. So I have faith in them. It's just that I would have agreed I would, number one, not have really even shown that sequence. For me, those sequences, okay, they are fun in the game when you're playing,
but I was more interested, to be honest, in just them demonstrating what is it they have done that has improved the game. Gran Turismo, when they showed the game, they said, this is what we have done. We've added this, blah, blah, blah. It was so technical. I love those technical demonstrations. And maybe that's because it was a state of play. In fact, like you're saying, it may have been better for them to say, okay, this will just be an exclusive third-party showcase. We are going to show you Spider-Man in a week, and we'll show, and there they can take time, because I feel like we saw places that are not really that Spider-Man doesn't really dwell in. Water is not a place where Miles Morales was dwelling in. So imagine if, let's say, the other places are quite improved, but we never got to see that. So I feel like the state of play for Spider-Man is going to be key. But like I agree, the format for me, showing Spider-Man, this water sequence wasn't really to my liking. But yeah, I still have faith, but I agree, this wasn't the way I would have shown it.
Sort of the seawater looks significantly better.
Oh yeah, like this looks woof.
And
man, that is
flipping
sweet.
Towers of Agasper looks phenomenal. Freaking, you've got Helldivers 2, Alan Wake 2, Dragon's Dogma 2, Phantom Blade 0. I mean, when you really break it down, guys, we've had killer games shown last night. So what was the problem? When you really break it down, why is there such a negative reaction when so many killer games were shown? It's because of the presentation. It's because of the way these games were showcased and put together. And that it makes all the fucking difference. It really does. And I
literally thought that the Kraven the Hunter at the beginning was actually a game. The way they did it, I thought it was just going to be a teaser of they're doing a game for him. No, because of course they've got the film coming out, is it next year? And that's literally what I thought. And then they did the map thing of all the thing. It was basically Sony were like going, "Oh yeah, he's one of our villains."
And why did Craven's character model? Why did Craven's character model not look on par with Dr. Octavius? Or for me, visually on the face, like it there was nothing that screamed PS5. Like there was no.
And this game looks dope, by the way.
Yeah, this game looks incredible, man. I'm all for this. It looks amazing. It's the scope and scale. It's kind of Shadow of the Colossus meets Zelda meets a little bit of Tchia kind of. It gives me Xenoblade Chronicles X vibes because of the scale. It looks awesome.
Hey, sorry guys, I've got to go. I need to go feed the baby.
Okay,
but good stuff. We'll catch up later next time.
Look after yourself, bro. See you soon.
All right, take care, guys. Bye.
We'll be wrapping this up soon as well. But Fair Games CGI trailer from Haven. I don't know. I still don't know about the game. They've shown a trailer, but.
Very good Payday and Watch Dogs for me. This game was.
Yeah, and
that vibe.
It literally did. I thought this could easily pass as a Watch Dogs reboot. The narration, the clichéness of the kind of uprising, the resistance. You know, it all screamed Watch Dogs, and I'm a little disappointed, bro. Like, I thought Jade was going to focus on heavy kind of her forte, which has always been tactical stealth espionage. And I know this game is an element of stealth, but it's a different. It's more.
Well, it must have done something to impress them, because of course they bought it straight away, didn't they?
Yeah. So where's the gameplay then? What impressed them that can impress us? This is an outsourced CGI trailer.
It's like the whole Destiny thing. I mean, Destiny have got their own showcase, haven't they, coming up? And I thought, could this the trailer that they showed, the expansion part, I thought, is this Destiny 3? But apparently Destiny are working on another IP, aren't they? Which they didn't reveal.
Concord.
It's same as like any other. It's like same as like how many games have we got in development right now?
Oh, Marathon it's called. Yeah, Marathon.
Yeah, that's it. Which is that apparently my mate was saying Marathon's an old game of theirs.
Yeah, it's been rebooted.
Apparently. It's an old IP, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been rebooted.
I must admit though, I freaking loved the marathon trailer. Like the music got me in a trance, bro. Like if they're going for a run and gunner that has you just zoning out, I'm all for it. I mean, just listen to this music, bro. It's freaking amazing. I'm playing it right now. I'm excited for this game from Bungie. I'm not gonna lie. No idea what to expect, but I'm excited for whatever it is. But yeah, again, this comes back down to the fact that these are CGI reveal trailers because they're reveal trailers. They're not trailers after the reveal has already happened. So we have to accept that, you know.
Like, the only thing that I could probably say that was kind of good about Spider-Man in terms of like design is I've noticed in the buildings, like some buildings actually have like inside interiors and actually like some elements of like rigid bodies or humans within the window scopes.
Yeah.
That's about it for Spider-Man, but apart from that, everything else just kind of looked underwhelming. But I think for now, it's obviously no one's panicking, but it's just kind of like a cautionary tale when it comes to okay, Sony, we now have our eyes on you because you've messed up. You've really messed up. So we'll see what happens towards the end of this year.
Where was Corey Barlow's game as well? Another one what he's been
no idea
thinking about.
So I assume there will be another showcase. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink looked like it was a significant downgrade from the footage we got 2 years ago. Like the visuals looked downgraded. They looked far more cartoon than previously. I don't know why. Resident Evil 4 VR mode looked amazing. Obviously,
yeah, it did.
That parry, bro, with the blade. So again,
I mean, I went on the VR2 for the first time the other day. I was quite impressed with it.
Mm-hmm.
Played Horizon. Fucking next level.
Yeah.
I was literally like Ozzy Osbourne in that trailer.
Sharon!
Fucking literally, that was my reaction. I've got a video of it. I'll have to send it over, man. Me playing it.
Yeah.
It's okay. And then my mate's cat comes past me, and I end up kicking it nearly in his head. I go, whoa! What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm swearing. Sorry, lads. I'm swearing. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. I swear all the time.
I swear constantly, man. Don't worry.
If there's any kids in this chat,
I avoid swearing on the Company of Gamers podcast, but I'm a little more loose on the hangout because the hangout is
just loose constantly. So
yeah, retro's just.
You know me for too long, Wooly, man. It's not like I do it all the time.
No, it's all good. It's all good, my bro. Guys, so everyone in the chat, I hope today hasn't sounded too negative. Like we're just trying to be honest and realistic. That we're not shitting on the games here. There's a lot to love of what was shown. I just don't think a lot of games were done justice, and I think expectations were probably skewed by media and by insiders who leak games prematurely. And by doing that, we've already had those games basically announced. So when they are just announced and not showcased, we're like, well, where's the showcase? Where's the gameplay? It's like, Jim Ryan's like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? This is a reveal trailer, you dimwit. And, ultimately, he ain't wrong. It's a reveal trailer because the game hasn't been revealed yet until now. So you can thank freaking Tom Henderson and Jeff Grubb and all them I'm going to hold my tongue. All them individuals for our disappointed expectations. So yeah.
One of my mates is a big Lord of the Rings when he's playing the new Gollum game. Has anybody you guys seen any of that?
Looks rack.
Yeah, he's just put to me, and there's a lot of where do I go now bits as well because climbable, I can't even say that word, climbable walls just sort of blend in with normal walls, and ain't immediately obvious. Checkpoints are a bit rough as well. Got spotted accidentally and died, and then respawned at the exact moment I got spotted, and got stuck in a frustrating loop for a bit. And then he says, "But got a trophy for falling into lava as well." So that's his take on it at the moment. He downloaded it today, so like I said, I'm a bit 50-50 on that game at the moment. I'm a bit like, you know. I mean, RoboCop looks brilliant. I love that gameplay of the new RoboCop, what they're doing as well. I can't remember who the studio is though, who are building it. Who've done it? It's the same ones who do Gollum, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
there's a PlayStation have revealed a blog focused on Phantom Blade, so it might be worth people who want to check that out. It's on PlayStation's blog. I'm going to be giving that a read because I'm interested.
I thought Tekken 8 might have been shown as well again. That was another game I thought they might have shown us. That game looks good. Like I said, I'd give it a 6 out of 10 today, last night.
So it's a Chinese studio. Did you know it's a Chinese studio who are making Phantom Blade Zero? Yeah.
I assumed that, I thought it was one of the China Hero projects.
Bro. Yeah. That's incredible. I mean, exciting things happening in China.
They're doing the same in another country. I can't remember where it was. But
India.
That's it. That's the one. So I'm excited to see what comes of that too, because some of the stuff from the Chinese is amazing looking.
Bro, I'm so impressed. Like that, the move that move there where he kind of like jumps on one leg and kind of leans, has one sword pointed one way and the other sword pointed another way in a 180 degree kind of thrust, just looked absolutely badass. I've never seen
some of the stuff on the horse and carriage looked quite good too.
Chinese kung fu, man. It's just to me this absolutely impressed far more than Black Myth Wukong for me. I think this is going to definitely have a lot of eyes on it, this game. So I'm looking very, very forward to this game coming out. And that's not even including Rise of the Ronin.
Yeah, man, that game looks so good. What we're seeing. Hopefully we get to see a bit more of it. I'm a bit sad that we didn't get to see anything of that, to be fair. I thought we might have that and Stellar Blade, of course. Because Stellar Blade, I mean, they've really hyped Stellar Blade up for a long time. I mean, when it was called Project Eve, and you know what I mean. And now, I felt like, they could have showed us that. Especially these things, these games are meant to be out this year, like Silent Hill, Stellar Blade. You know what I mean? Ronin's out next year, isn't it? But you know what I mean. Games that are meant to be coming out this year. We're in May now. This is around about the time you need to start showing these. You know, if you're going to think of the November, October release, you know what I'm saying? And we're not getting that. Spider-Man's going to be out in September, but we didn't see a release trailer for it. Possibly we might get a state of play for Spider-Man, and that's when they might do it. Because it'd be interesting to see Venom as well. Because of course we didn't see Venom in that gameplay. We only saw Spider-Man as in the black suit. So that would be quite interesting.
I didn't think the black suit looked particularly impressive. There was some weird texture shit going on with the symbiote suit, and I understand it's a symbiote suit, and so it does look alien, but it looks very different to the it was like low texture quality rubber material. It was odd, bro. Like. And then there was like padded armor, but it looked very sharp. And I mean, what was this, guys? This Concord trailer, 51 seconds of what? Really? 50 Fireworks Concord game. Like, what are we looking at here? Is it a space game? I'm guessing it's a space game. If it's a space game, then I'm pretty excited because, it could be like a space RPG. I mean, a little nod to Starfield there, you know. What do you think?
Starfield has to be the most hyped game going. I think you put it up, a quote off Todd Howard, a video of him. Sorry, I meet him. Saying, what did he say? He said, "That is how can you hype a game of what nobody's ever seen?
Yeah.
Or you've seen the title and that's it." And he didn't nail the head. And I think that's the issue with the whole Starfield situation is I think it's going to be so that overhyped. Everybody's going to just go, yeah, can't wait, like they do. And then we'll get shown it, and it'll look like it did in that gameplay trailer last year, where basically a bit like what Spider-Man looked like last night. But that's what a Bethesda game is, so isn't it? It's always buggy at the beginning. You know, hopefully it won't be as bad as Redfall. Because man, that game, as you know, I haven't got an Xbox. It's fine.
Yeah, shout out to Legendary Villain.
Everything about it.
Thanks, Legendary, for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
God,
guys, yeah, I think you're. You what, bro? Say that again. You're botting, bro. You're botting really bad.
You know what I mean?
You're botting really bad, Nathan.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I'm leaving around. That's fine.
It's all right.
Have a look at this. Let me sort this out. Let's sort this out.
Well, guys, we're probably going to wrap it up, be honest, because I've got an interview coming up, so I got to get gone. But I really appreciate everyone who's come in to stick around. Hey up, shout out to Jez Grindhouse. Got his video up here. I love Jez. He's gonna say a lot, I reckon, on the showcase. So yeah, if I could kind of summarize where I stand, and the two of you also summarize where you stand, and I would just say that overall, stellar games were shown, genuinely exciting games were shown, but many were shown through CGI trailers, and many were kind of just thrown in without much information about the games, which obviously I feel didn't do the games as much justice as they could. Like, basically, Phantom Blade, for example, is literally the same as Rise of the Ronin in terms of it's a second party development. It's a partner with China Hero Project, likely, and it's an exclusive. So like that could have been embellished upon, and kind of it could have. Mind you, the game did speak for itself. It was an amazing game. A disappointed showing of first party.
The Project Hero was.
Sorry, mate. You're really botting. You're botting really bad, Nate.
I'm sorry.
It's all good, bro.
I'm not about it's the show. Let me see what I can do. Go on.
You sound a little bit better now that you're speaking closer to your mic. Maybe speak closer to your mic.
Yeah, I think that was that. I think what they should have done, what would have been made it good, was if they had the Project Hero logo, and told us that this is from their shoot, from that development.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been more like, oh my god, like, because then I don't think anybody knows, like, if you don't know what the Project Hero project is, same as the Indian is, then a lot of people don't know about it. You know what I mean? It's like, so that would have made it a bit more thing where people go, what is Project Hero? Look, Project Hero China. You know what I mean? They wouldn't, but I think it was I think that stole the show for me.
Yeah.
Not a Metal Gear, of course, because it's Metal Gear, but that for me was the game what really made me go, wow.
Great games, poor delivery.
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Great
games, poor delivery.
Very lackluster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, you still got all these games.
Sorry, Nath, bro. No one can tell whatever you're saying. No one can tell what you're saying. Your voice is just cutting out. I think your mic's I think your mic's overheating, or your whatever, like your phone's overheating or something.
Right, I'm gonna get going anyway, man. I'm gonna get going anyways, bro.
All right, brother.
Put it in the chat. Yeah, you look after yourself. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks for joining us, mate. All the best. Bye bye.
No worries, man.
Take care, bro.
What about you, Retro?
Take
Bro?
care, man. Tits.
What about
What
you,
about me?
Retro? What
do you
how
mean?
would you summarize how you found the showcase?
Lackluster.
Yeah.
I expected more from first party. The mostly the games that I saw were good, interesting. Not happy with the CGI. Not happy with this is being shown on PC either. I don't think we should be going down that road. We're PlayStation gamers, not PC gamers.
Yeah.
They want to show off PC footage. They can do it in a PC focused show. We are console gamers. We want to see what that shit looks like on our consoles that we paid for.
Agreed.
So yeah, my overall score was a C. It was watchable for the games, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. And I would say the same. You know, when you break down the list of games shown, Spider-Man 2, Phantom Blade 0, Metal Gear Solid, Delta, Dragon's Dogma 2, Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Helldivers 2, Towers of Agaspa looked amazing, Sword of the Sea, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Resident Evil 4 VR. You know, there was some quality shows. The Talos Principle 2, that looked pretty dope. And then you've got Marathon and Concord hinting at kind of showing the concept of a game, but not really showing much about the gameplay. Concord has me excited. I didn't realize it was a space game. And looking at the trailer again, I realized it is. He's in hyperdrive, he's in warp. And so it's definitely space exploration or something like that. It's maybe a space RPG or a space action game. Either way, there were great games shown. I cannot complain, but it was the delivery and the prioritization of CGI and reveals over doubling down on games we know about that were already revealed. And I think that would have been far better had they shown more of Rise of the Ronin or Death Stranding 2, Stellar Blade, shit like that. So,
And at least one developer we know kind of agrees with our sentiment overall.
yeah, facts.
I'm not going to say his name, obviously, but you know who I'm talking about.
Who you mean. I've had chats as well, and he was disappointed.
Yep.
For the same reasons, and
Yeah.
and so yeah, I think we gotta call it a book, guys, and just hold Sony to the high standards that we as very invested consumers have. I mean, if you're an Xbox fanboy who preaches about Game Pass every fucking day on Twitter and then has the balls to suggest that we're being entitled, motherfucker, you don't spend a dime on games on your platform. So you have no say. You have no fucking say on your opinion doesn't matter to the company, to the developers, because you don't invest in their games. You're all you do is subscribe to Game Pass. So with respect, take a walk, right? Take a walk. We are very invested. I've got 700 games in my digital library alone that I've bought, not including PS Plus. We are a very invested demographic of gamers. Most people, 50% minimum sales, usually on PlayStation. The rest is on PC and Xbox. Let that sink in, right? PlayStation demographic, they're very invested. They're very passionate. They really give a shit, right, about the industry.
Well, I don't spend half a grand on a console and then another half a grand on a headset, not to demand fucking excellence, man. I'm sorry, but I don't spend my money on mediocrity, and I don't expect to get that with my purchases. You know what I mean? And yeah, if we don't call it out, we're no better than the fickle Xbox fans that we take the piss out of all the time. Do you know what I mean? We have to let Sony know when we're not happy. Now we have to do it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We can't go tagging them and calling them trash and shit like that. You know what I mean? We tag them and say, look, we're not happy with this. This is the reason why. We'd appreciate it if you could look at it. You know what I mean? There's ways of doing things.
I know my boy Salty, and you know, I love Salty. He's a good friend of mine, and I know.
Oh yeah,
I know
that comment wasn't directed at anyone
I
because
know
I
he
haven't
likes
been
to-
reading a lot of tweets and
No,
stuff.
yeah,
So that
I know you weren't directing it at anyone in particular, but I'm just saying from my experience, you know, I noticed he was calling the games trash and stuff, and I'm like, bro, like,
yeah, no, that's not
were
the
they
way.
really? Were they really? I know he likes to troll and stir the pot, and you know, it's his shtick, it's his personality on with his account. But you know, and like him, I'm seeing a lot of people that I follow, a lot of mutuals, dogging these games, calling them all shit and all these indie garbage.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
not
like,
it.
bro, this is not indie garbage at all. Like the shit that was shown last night is high quality stuff, and these games like deserve your attention. I just think that people's expectations were so let down that they just vented and took it out on quality games instead of what really matters, and that was the what really was the issue, and that was the prioritization and delivery of the showcase. I think was the issue, not the games themselves. The games were phenomenal, in my opinion.
I think it was more so what wasn't there that upset people more than
Yeah.
because even myself, I'm more upset of what I didn't see than what I did see. Do you know what I mean? It's not really. I don't have an issue
Exactly.
with what was shown. I have an issue with what wasn't.
Yeah, I think you've summed it up perfectly right there. That's exactly it. We were more upset with what we didn't see than what we did see, because what we did see was quality, but what we didn't see, where's the gameplay, etc., and where's this game and where's that game, that's left us disappointed when it's been a 2-year anticipation and build up to this event. 2 years.
That's
bro.
another thing. Yeah, there's been a build up of hype and patience and waiting and, you know, hearing so little from the company other than anything that's coming directly out, you know, within the next 6 months or whatever it happens to be. Yeah, they just need to get better. They need to get better at communicating as well and letting us know what's going on. I understand that they don't want to announce stuff early and that complications can happen, but then just tell us that there's been complications and we'll be okay with that. We're okay waiting for a delayed game if it has to be delayed. Even if Spider-Man, if they say, oh, well, you know what? After feedback, we've decided Spider-Man needs a couple more months in the oven. I don't know a single proper PlayStation fan that would actually be annoyed with that.
No.
They might be disappointed that they're having to wait a bit longer. But we all know that when that does happen, the end result is oftentimes better than it would have been. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
yeah, 100%. I feel like I'm definitely eating L's over my hype for Spider-Man 2 for that to be the reveal. It honestly, bro, like I shit you not, and this isn't trying to shit on the quality on the game. I know it will be polished up before it's released, but when you were in the suburbs at the start and Peter was doing all these rubbery venom moves on these enemies, the way that the area looked, the way the trees looked so like bare bone texture quality, and like everything just looked incomplete and messy. It gave me severe, instant flashes of Destroy All Humans remake. That is not good. It was like it gave me Saints Row vibes. Like in how the world looked, the graphical environment fidelity of the environment, like the atmosphere. It gave me Saints Row, Destroy All Humans remake, flipping State of Decay looks really good in parts compared to what I saw yesterday. State of Decay 2, right? It's bro.
Okay.
It's brutal.
Get you disappointed with it, man. I understand, but I just feel Insomniac, or at least allowed a chance to get the game out before we totally crucify them because they've done so well so far.
Facts. No, I agree.
But I get your disappointment. I was expecting to see CGI level qualities almost of
Because
stuff, and the stuff like the water and that just wasn't really doing it for
the
me.
water was just not
I
acceptable
understand.
at all. The water was not
So
acceptable.
definitely, So definitely, I'm with you there. I understand that you're disappointed in what you saw. That's not to say it looks bad. This is what people need to understand. There's context involved in communicating
It's
how
just
we
not.
feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's just
I
not
know
a
what you
leap.
mean.
A leap over
There's
the
not.
previous
You don't
iteration.
see a jump.
Yeah.
You don't see a jump.
I mean, here's State of Decay 2. Here's Spider-Man 2. Right? I'm not trying. I'm not trying to kind of dog walk Spider-Man 2 here. I'm just saying the trees looked flat. They didn't look like current gen trees. Like they just didn't. The way the lighting hit the ground on where Spider-Man was located, the ground looked flat. The textures looked flat. The tessellation looked non-existent on the patio, on the paved pavement, on the stone pavement. Like it bro. Like the lighting just did not work. Did not give. It didn't flatter the game at all, and I'm not. Yeah, I was expecting better from Spider-Man 2, because Miles Morales impressed me so much with its visuals, and just Spider-Man 2 didn't. There's a problem there. It's just I think it's inconsistent. Certain areas, like the indoor areas, looked great, but everything else didn't look so great. So
I honestly just think it's unfinished code. I just don't think it's fully polished yet. I'd say, what is it they say, the last 6 months or so is the polishing stage of projects. So, I mean, it's due out within the next 6 months or so. So, is it? No, not even. But you get my point. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's still time.
I agree, bro.
Sorry, my husky's deciding he wants a say too. He wasn't happy either.
He's getting jealous. Well, guys, I agree, bro. We'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, everyone who's tuned in. This has been the first stream I've done in a long time. I've been away with the family responsibilities, the wife, the kid, my little daughter. It's been, it's been a struggle to find a time to do a stream that isn't disturbing the baby when she's asleep, disturbing the wife when she's asleep, or where I feel like I'm neglecting the family, and I can't, obviously I can't do that. So it's a very delicate juggle right now between prioritizing my family and finding time to do this. I hope I can do it more. I've definitely enjoyed today. I've really missed everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Retro, for joining, man. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, man. You know that. If I'm free, I'm here.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Oti. Shout out to Villain. Shout out to NK, Nathan. And shout out to Strictly, man, for jumping in as well. It was great to have him with us. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Ice Queen Gaming, Wafaki, Nelson. We've got CJ UK, my dude, Donnell Brown, what's good, brother? And then we've got True King Gaming, The Unknown. Hey, brother, really good to see you here, man. As always, Compost Smurf, 47, my bro, so good to see you in here. Toolman, as always, brother. All of you, J Gamer UK, Ray as well. Really good to see Ray here. Mr. A-Rock, he had to bail out. Thank you to OT for joining us as well. Neil Agosto, hey brother, thank you for being here. Sorry I missed you. Everyone, you've been awesome. So yeah, thank you for joining. I hope today's breakdown has been kind of put things into perspective, where we're trying to be respectful of these games and giving the games their merits and their due. What we're criticising was the overall showcase presentation and how they handled all these games being shown and what they didn't show, as well, as Retro said. So yeah, it's been awesome, guys. Retro, where can we find you if people want to tune in?
I've got a mouthful of Subway, bro.
Okay.
XTSX Retro on Twitter. If you want my PSN or Xbox gamer tag, it's in my bio. So yeah.
He's awesome, my bro. You can find his link down below anyway in the description. And we'll
I'm also
definitely...
gluten intolerant now, people. Did anybody know you can just suddenly become gluten intolerant?
Yeah,
I didn't.
He was making his wife cry with farts during the night. Poor lad.
They were like proper rotten. They smell like death. Death warmed up. So I had to, So now I'm on gluten-free everything, and it sucks.
Shout out to J942 and Rocky Gaming as well. Hero Down Under, Kieran. Some really cool people in the chat. Atari Gaming. Yeah, you've all been awesome. So, all right, buddy. I'll let you finish your Subway, your 6-inch. You enjoy that bad boy.
It's finished, man.
and thank you everyone again for tuning in. We'll catch you again soon. Yeah. Don't be a donut. Use your noggin. Young out. Much love.